Hello everyone, this is the continuation of my shelf by shelf challenge, and this is going to be shelf number 8. So I'm going to start numbering them by shelf, and part 1 and part 2. So part 1 when I introduce the shelf, and then part 2 when I decide what to do with the shelf. So this is another shelf that the 8th one that is full of collected authors. A lot of these are authors that I've read books from and loved, and so I had to get another book. I think there might be a few authors that are new to me here, but I don't have that many shelves left for fiction, so I'm getting through them pretty well. I managed to consolidate my first 7 shelves into, I would say, about 4.5 shelves. So I think that's pretty good, and that's including reading them, getting rid of them, and also buying cute editions of the books that I really like, but I want to have more like a show shelf. So I have 2 show shelves. This is one that I am working on, and it's so beautiful. This is the Penguin Classics Deluxe Editions, and I'm completely obsessed with them. They are so gorgeous. And then I have the regular Penguin Classics here that I also love the way they look. And I'm trying to get my favorite books in these editions because they just look so nice on the shelves. And I'm trying to make my shelves look more beautiful by, believe it or not, putting publishers together is really the best way to go. So this is the next shelf full of unread books. So I'm going to start going through it. Winter in Moscow. This is actually a really old book that would be very expensive to buy new again. And I am more than halfway done with it. I just need to finish it. So I'm going to make a priority of that. The Friend Zone, I have not read anything by Abby Jimenez yet, but I've acquired 2 books by her. This one and Say You'll Remember Me. I need to read this. This is one of her less well-rated books, so this might be an unhaul. I just need to figure that out. Let's see. Daphne du Maurier. I read Rebecca a few years ago, and I was completely obsessed with it. So, of course, I accumulated My Cousin Rachel, The Frenchman Creek, and Don't Look Now, her collection of short stories, and I gotta read them. So, I'm not sure which of these I'll choose. I might visit all 3 of them, because if I don't, then I'll just end up with books I don't want. But I doubt I'll get rid of anything by this author, because Rebecca was just incredible. The Awakening, this is a newer book. I've always wanted to read it, by Kate Chopin, so I'm going to go ahead and make a priority to start it. So I finished, what is this? The sequel to, why can't I remember what this is the sequel to? That's silly. Beartown, of course. I didn't love Beartown. I thought I was going to love it. I absolutely loved some other books by this author, including the first one I read was Britt Murray Was Here, which was good, but I didn't want to reread it. And then the second one was Man Called Uva, which I loved. And then I also read Anxious People, but I didn't like it at the time, but I think I might like it on a reread. So this is the sequel, Us Against You, and I think before I unhaul Beartown, I want to read their other 2 books as well to just, see the full trilogy. Maybe I'll really enjoy it more. But we'll see. So I'm gonna keep going on that one. This is Rodham by Curtis Sinfield, an author that I am quickly starting to love. I really enjoyed the other 2 books that I read by her, which was, I don't think it'll say here because this is an old book. What was it? Love Story, and then her new collection of short stories is what I read and really enjoyed. I have 3 books by Julian Barnes. I loved A Sense of an Ending. I thought it was incredible. I had a really hard time with Flaubert's Parrot. And then I haven't tried The Noise of Time and Arthur and George, but I need to, so I'm going to go ahead and do that. Drown by Juanto Diaz. I have his other book, A Brief and Wondrous Life of Oscar Wilde, which I enjoyed, sorta, kinda, maybe, but I probably need to reread to really understand a little better. But I didn't like his other book that he wrote, which was This Is How You Lose Her. I really did not like it. It was just so vulgar. I don't know. There's something, I couldn't stand that book. But anyway, this one I want to give it a shot and see if I like it. I have Commonwealth by Ann Patchett. I've read almost everything by Ann Patchett, so this is one I haven't. So this will be a good time for me to start that. 2 T.M. Kotezi books. Waiting for the Barbarians and Disgrace. I think I read the first chapter of Disgrace last year, and I I liked it a lot. So I need to just, I don't think I've actually read these, anything else by this author. Ann Tyler, this book I got from the publisher. I have not read this book yet. So I need to give it a shot. Ann Tyler is really hit and miss for me. There's 2 books by her that I was absolutely obsessed with. Like, these are the best books I've ever read. And then there's the other books. So we'll see where this book falls into. 2 books by Jasmine Ward. I started reading her newest book. What is it? It's Let Us Descend. I kind of liked it. I do need to finish it, and then I need to figure out whether I'm going to keep reading more books by her, or whether they're too graphic and disturbing, or whether I can handle them. Let's see. I have Edgar Allan Poe, Tales of Terror and Detection. I just need to read this. It's such an ugly book. Yuck. This is old. Oh, this was from my house when I was a kid. So I need to read those. Okay, I have a George Orwell here. I think this is a nonfiction. It's listed as fiction, but I don't think this is fiction. So I do need to get through this, though. I've had that one forever. I have The Lady in the Lake by Raymond Chandler. I read The Big Sleep, which was very interesting. So I need to read this one. And most of these I'm just going to be trying a chapter. I'm not actually going to go ahead and read all of it. I'm just going to make a decision whether I want to keep going or not. And I think most of these I probably going to end up keeping. I'll be surprised. Two Ian McEwan books, Amsterdam and The Innocent. I don't know. We'll see. I've had these forever. And every time I go into my Ian McEwan collection, I end up just getting rid of the books. So we'll see if these 2 survive or not. This is a newer one. This is The Days of Abandonment by Elena Ferranti. I did not want to throw her Brilliant Friend series on the shelf because there's 3 massive books that I would need to read. So I do want to read this one, though. This one I think was, it won one of the best books of the 21st century, I think, last year, which is pretty exciting. So I want to read that. This is a Willa Cather. I read My Antonia by her a couple years ago. I didn't love it. I ended up unhauling it, but I wanted to try this one, Death Comes from the Archbishop, because it was recommended in another book that I just finished. I have 2 Albert Camus, The Plague, which I think I read half of this and gave up, and then I have The Myth of Sisyphus, which I've never read, but they're beautiful covers, and I want to give them a shot. I have 2 books by George Saunders. I love George Saunders. I think almost all his books. I need to check. I'm a huge fan of his, so I need to get going on these. 3 books by Haruki Murakami, Wind Up Bird Chronicles, The Wild Sheep Chase, After Dark, and Norwegian Wood. I'm not sure if I'm going to get to all 3 of them, but I should probably at least start Norwegian Wood to see if I like it. I do need to get moving on this author. I have my Kurt Vonnegut collection. I loved Slaughterhouse-Five. I loved it so much. And then I read Breakfast of Champions, and it was so weird. I totally misunderstood it completely, just did not like it at all. So I don't know. I don't know if I'm a Kurt Vonnegut reader. There's another book I read, collection of short stories. I think I read autobiographical books. So I don't know. It's hit and miss for me. But I have Timequake. Oh, The Siren of the Titans. Welcome to the Monkey House. Cat's Cradle. And God Bless You, Mr. Rosewater. So I'm probably going to try The Sirens of the Titan because I've been wanting to read it. And this is his best book. His best book. He dares not only to ask the ultimate question about the meaning of life, but to answer it. Okay, well then I have to read that one. That is the winning book in my Kurt Vonnegut collection. And then finally I have Evelyn Waugh. I have 3 books by Evelyn Waugh: Vile Bodies, The End of the Battle, and Men at Arms. I would like to start Vile Bodies because it sounds fun. And I like his fun books. I don't like his serious books. It was, what was it? The Brideshead Revisited. I tried reading so many times and I couldn't get into it. And then the war correspondent book, what was it called? There's probably, I can never remember what books he wrote. Scoop, yes, of course, Scoop. I loved Scoop. I thought Scoop was hysterical. It was one of the best books I read that year, so I'm really hoping that one of these 3 books will be as amazing as Scoop. Okay, so I have some work to do. I'm probably not going to get to all of these books, but I hope to at least visit as many as possible. When I have multiple authors, maybe I'll visit more than one, but this has been an amazing experience going through my shelf by shelf in my fiction library so far, and just figuring out what I have and why do I have it, and do I want to keep it and read it, or whether I bought it because I want to read. Like, a part of me wants to read it, but I don't actually want to read it. So that's been a good good journey for me. Thank you for watching, and I will come back in part 2 to let you know what I decided with these books.